y'all? You already know that it is your girl Asia C coming to you live straight from the 216. And I'm coming on here doing the challenge that Naja Monique, my madre, is doing for Mental Health Awareness Month.
In 9 miles, take exit 178 onto Eddy Road toward Bracknell.
Yeah. So, I'm coming on here to do that Mental Health Awareness Challenge for the month of May that my mom is doing on her channel. On her Instagram. And we're talking about things that we have went through and healed from. And we're doing it safely without, trying to expose anybody or put anybody down. We're just coming from a healed place telling our testimony. So, the one thing I do want to talk about is going through the situation with my kid's father. Our relationship was not healthy. It was very abusive mentally, physically, and emotionally. I can even say spiritual. And we went through that. I went through that, and we ended up taking a break, not being together, get back together. Here comes my son. When I get pregnant with my son, that's when I realized, and I began to tell God, something's not right. And I'm not saying something's not right with him. I'm saying something wasn't right within myself. There was some deep digging that I needed to do. So in order for me to get through all of that and get healed from that mental trauma and all that stuff like that, and to not go back to that place of comfortability, because I went back after 5-6 years because it was comfortable. I knew what to expect, but also me going back, I knew that we weren't going to last. I already knew it, that my mind wasn't going to last. We literally lasted a month, and in that month I got pregnant with my son. So, which I am grateful for my children. I love them. They changed my life, okay? But with that situation and all of those things that I was going through, and knowing that I still had residue on me from before, from childhood, from men in my life, feeling like I didn't have that solid father figure growing up in the home, I began to journal. I've been journaling since middle school, high school. But I began to journal at that time, and I began to write out what I was feeling. I began to write out what happened. I began to literally write those letters and talk to God and say, Dear God, this is what I'm going through. Dear God, this is how I feel. Dear God, this situation has caused this. Dear God, this is what is bringing me down. And this stuff is still on my mind. God, I'm feeling like this. And as I'm writing it, as I'm talking to him, as I'm journaling and writing out those things, I am literally sitting there receiving my healing. He's literally talking to me, giving me my answers as I'm doing it. And as I'm doing it, and as I'm writing out in my journal, I end up not knowing I created a whole book journaling my walk and my healing in that time frame from that situation and that freedom. And I end up writing a book. The book is done. It's out already.
Stay in the left lane.
It's been out for years. It's called Worship and Right. But I end up coming out with the whole book. And that's how awesome God is. He could take one thing from you, one thing that you're doing, and just make it into something. Me going in, writing and journaling about the situation, I wasn't going in thinking hey, I'm about to come up with this book, so I'm going to write this. I really went in there talking to God and being so transparent about my journey, and that the healing that I needed to go through and how the situation started. I went back and was able, through my journaling, to reflect on where I erred to even be back in that position, to even allow more damage to even come in, to even allow more hurt to come in. But I just want to tell y'all that writing helps. So that's what I did to help. That's what I did to heal. Me and God did this together. I talked to him. It was safe. I knew the paper wasn't going to tell nobody. I knew that God wasn't going to tell anybody. That was just a me and him thing. And then at the end, once me and him got it together, once me and him resolved it, that's when we say, hey, you can make a book and go tell everybody about it. But I just want to encourage y'all. It's Mental Health Month. Let's get it. Love you.